Good afternoon. I'm Rob King with 4 News Now. Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the Moscow murders, has made his first Idaho court appearance. So we're going to go live to Latah County, where 4 News Now's Jordan Smith is out in the field. Jordan, what happened today in court?
Yeah, it was a very quick hearing. Reporters were lined up about 7 a.m. Line was out the door, really, just waiting to get a seat in the courtroom. Basically, what happened, Kohberger arrived in court and was formally read the charges against him. 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of felony burglary. He was asked if he understood these charges. In one-word answers, he says yes. They then said that he would have a no-contact order with the victim's family members and that there would be no bond for Kohberger. He's going to remain in custody here at Latah County for the foreseeable future.
Got it. And the judge also explained that each count of first-degree murder carries a sentence of either the death penalty or life in prison. And again, Kohberger's facing 4 separate counts. Jordan, were you able to film in the courtroom? How did that process work?
We were not able to. As soon as we walked in, moments later, they said, okay, shut off every laptop, every phone. There's going to be no live tweeting. We had pens and pads, and there was 2 cameras in there. So we'll all be able to access that footage. But for the rest of us, absolutely not. It's they're trying to keep this under control, just to 2 cameras in there and select photographers.
Got it. And what was Kohberger's reaction just from the time he entered the room and hearing the charges and just throughout his presence there?
Yeah, from what we could tell, it just very expressionless, blank. It seemed like he had a very calm demeanor about him. As I said, one-word answers, just yes, yes, yes to all the charges, and very explicitly said he will be staying with the defense attorney that was appointed to him up from Latah County. So, it was just very expressionless and very interesting to watch him in just that short 15-minute hearing today.
Got it. And who else was in the courtroom with you? I believe some family members of the victims might have been there, and who else was there?
Yep, it was some of the families of these victims. The Gonsalves family was there in full support. We saw Steve Gonsalves really just trying to keep the family together. His arms were on the family, holding them together. And it was just a very powerful scene as those charges were read and when they said Kaylee's name. So, they then gathered with their attorney outside the courtroom here after that hearing, and the attorney just said, this is a long process. We're in the early works of this process, and the family's going to be here for the long haul. So that was kind of what we saw in court today.
Got it. And then as far as next steps, where do we go from here?
There's going to be a status hearing. I believe it was for January 12th, and they're going to Kohberger's going to be back in court, and from there we're going to kind of get a better picture as to what's going to happen with this case. As of right now, there's kind of a lot of unanswered questions. But that's kind of what we know so far, Rob.
Got it. And of course, Jordan, will have a full story ready for you in 4 News Now at 5 p.m. tonight from the courthouse. In addition, the full affidavit, which laid out the probable cause that officers had to issue arrest warrants for Kohberger, has also been released, and that's brought new details to light. Jordan, did anything in the affidavit stand out to you?
Just kind of how Kohberger emerged as a suspect in this, I think, was very interesting to a lot of people. We ran a story earlier in this week about how genealogy was used to track down Kohberger, and they used a piece of his garbage from his Pennsylvania residence, or his parents' Pennsylvania residence, to match that DNA to Kohberger. So that was interesting. And also hearing from some of the surviving roommates on what they saw and what they heard that night. One of them stepping out of the room after hearing crying happening, I believe it was from Kaylee's room, and seeing just a dark figure dressed in black clothing, bushy eyebrows, just frozen in fear as the suspect walked right by her and then out of the sliding glass door behind her. So just a lot of chilling, compelling information. And we said it all week. We would get more information as soon as this affidavit of probable cause was released. That was about 45 minutes before this hearing today. And it certainly did shed some light on this.
Got it. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and I'll see you when you get back to the station.
All right, Rob, thanks.
And again, Jordan will have a full story ready to go at 4 News Now at 5 regarding both the sealed affidavit, now unsealed, and Kohberger's appearance in court today. In addition, we have team coverage on this story, so there will be multiple reporters from KXLY out in that area today. But for now, live in the KXLY Plus Digital News Center, Rob King, 4 News Now.